What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Two Beers and a Whiskey podcast. Today we are drinking Yard's Brawler Champion Ale. The Ale of Champions. Give me that. Here you go, Pedro.
Thank you, sir.
Give me that. Thank you, Watson. Let's pop these bad boys open and give them a taste. Here you go, Pedro.
Thank you, kind sir.
To my left is Pedro the Pastor Carrasquillo. And to my right is the sexual predator, Watson Thompson.
That's amazing. That's sexual predator.
I hate you so much.
He's really on Megan's Law. You should check.
You know what's really funny? Funny story?
There's a Watson on Megan's Law?
And it might not be funny to you guys, but it's funny to me, especially because Watson and Vicky have a personal connection to this man. I went to GameStop yesterday as I was getting my tires changed at Walmart because it's right across the street. And we got on the topic of the lady at the high school we went to that was fucking that 14-year-old kid.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Lumball their shit.
anyway, so we got on the topic of sexual predators, and Brittany at GameStop's like, oh yeah. Did you know that, like, there's all these sexual predators around here?
Oh, yeah.
And we found the dude we went to high school with on there.
Fun fact.
You know who.
My neighbor down the hall is on Megan's Law.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't know that, but I know.
Yeah, my neighbor down the
You
hall.
didn't know he was there?
I didn't know he was on it, but
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Robert was telling me the story about him. Really fucked up situation.
Good to know.
Yep.
Yeah, my neighbor's on Megan's Law.
Well,
Lived
Same
on.
building?
Yeah.
I don't think you have anything to worry about.
No. I mean, he is a Ranger fan, so it explains so much. But
As a predator myself, I can say you have a whole lot to worry about, Pedro.
Yard's Champion Brawler Champion Ale. It has a very weedy taste to it. Weedy? Is that what I'm tasting?
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Drink it.
Does Watson not like?
I hate wheat beer.
I don't understand why.
I've said this every
It's
time.
actually not bad. Well, you know what? Sometimes we can't always fucking adhere to your taste. God damn it.
Oh, he's like, oh, I hate fucking bread, but I love pizza. That's right. How's it feel to be at the bottom of the totem pole? The first rung the Boy Scouts get. That's you. I'm the top. I'm the eagle. Who wants to go first?
Okay. I'll go first, since I'm not even sure how to follow that. Whatever the fuck
That's
that was.
stupidity.
We can call it that if we'd like. So, a national event happened this past week, boys. Thursday night, and I know you guys aren't football fans, but you can appreciate this.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns finally won a football game. After 635 days, they beat the New York Jets.
Colin must be livid.
So, I was surfing the internet before the show, just to kind of get my facts straight, doing some fact checking. And I came up with the following. Also, there's a dick drawn on this, going into someone's mouth.
Is that a mouth?
It looks like an island of some type.
Yeah, it looks like Hawaii, maybe.
I wish I could show you, but yeah.
The Dickland
Madagascar?
of Hawaii.
Yeah. So, fact number one. The Browns, on Thursday night, won their first game since the Obama administration.
Okay.
Second fact, which is kind of why we have these beautiful BL sitting here. Beautiful is very subjective. But Bud Light, or Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, supplied the entire city of Cleveland with fridges full of Bud Light with padded locks on them. And they wouldn't release the locks until the Browns won a game. And
I'm skeptical of this story.
And hang on, those fridges sat there
Yeah.
for 635 days.
Yeah, I'm skeptical of this story.
Why are you skeptical?
Okay, so Anheuser-Busch
Yes.
takes fridges full of beer.
Yes.
Okay. Puts them in Cleveland.
Yes.
Padlocks them.
Yes.
Okay. Who went around and unlocked all these fridges?
Believe the bars they were at.
Oh.
They were in specific bars.
Okay.
So, obviously, when they won the game, the locks came off, and it was a big event. There was people burned the city of Cleveland to the ground. There were riots, a lot of fights.
Yeah, football fans suck.
Fucking retarded.
Oh, that was a dangerous game. You just played.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's factual.
Football fans are the worst.
No, I was talking about you.
Oh, this is
Yes, yes. So, next fact. fidget spinners were not yet popular the last time. So Thursday, the Browns won a game.
I like that. I like that a lot.
The Cleveland Indians, their baseball team in Cleveland, had won 187 games since the last time the Browns had won a game.
Okay.
Wow.
Star athlete LeBron James won 51 out of 82 games and followed that up with 50 out of 82 games in back-to-back seasons since the last time the Browns won a game. The iPhone 7 was the latest phone the last time the Browns won a game. Toys R Us was still a company. The #1 movie in America was Star Wars Rogue One. Doctor Strange was the latest Marvel movie released in the MCU at the last time the Browns won a game until last Thursday. And lastly, update, 6 Marvel movies have come out since the last time the Browns won a game. And lastly, the quarterback, Baker Mayfield, who is now the quarterback of the Browns, was a junior in college the last time the Browns won a game.
Wow.
Gentlemen, thoughts?
Well, first of all, that was very tastefully put together. I liked what you did there. The comical aspect of that was great. I don't follow football, so I really could give two shits if Cleveland wins or loses. But 2 weeks ago, you were showing me videos of the fans getting enraged over mistakes during the games, and I enjoyed their frustration immensely.
The Factory of Sadness was my favorite one.
The Factory of Sadness.
Yeah.
So
really
another
good.
interesting thing that happened at this game, and now I believe this will be tradition. There was a possum found in the stands during the game, and now that the Browns won, it is mandatory that someone sneaks a possum into the stadium.
He put it in a box and saved it.
Similarly to the Detroit Red Wings, they have a tradition of someone throwing an octopus onto the ice.
That's really weird.
It is really weird because they do it in the third period, so someone has that like stuffed in their pants for a really long time.
Yeah, that's really strange. I don't know how I feel about that. It's got to be
It's
dead
odd.
most of the time.
But fun fact, the Nashville Predators, also another hockey team, they throw catfish onto the ice.
I think I'd sooner smuggle in a catfish than an octopus.
I kind of hate hockey fans, too.
You hit what? Why?
I feel like hockey fans think they are elite of the elite of fandoms. They're like, oh, well, you might like football, but you would love hockey.
I've never heard anything.
That's 'cause
to
you're a hockey
support
fan.
that.
Watson's not
Even
a hockey
before,
fan.
Yeah. You're the worst of the worst.
I've never heard that. I would if you said like golf fans.
Sexual predator.
Shut the fuck up.
My goal is to break him, and yeah, it's working. I'm getting very close.
So again,
We're talking about breaking people.
with the Factory of Sadness, I just love how like
No.
not yet. Downtrodden these fans are, where they're just they imagine living your life just expecting the other shoe to drop all the time. This is the team that when I came over here, I was getting like a schoolgirl because they were beating the Steelers.
Yeah.
That
they-
I would have loved.
And they ended up tying them because they missed the field goal at the end of the game to win. Like we like finding ways to lose, snatching defeat from the jaws of victory.
Mm-hmm.
We call it Browning.
Browning.
And
Okay.
and the other fact about the Cleveland Brown franchise, and this may blow your mind. It is statistically more plausible for them to be randomly good a couple of years than to be as bad as they've been for the last decade. Like, it is statistically harder to be bad for as long as they have.
Hey, man, eventually, if you're flipping quarters the whole time, you're going to get tails 8 times in a row.
But imagine you don't get tails for like 20 years.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, but it could happen.
So, in celebration of the Browns winning,
We crack our BLs.
we crack a BL.
I bought these last night because Robert and I were watching the fights.
So,
Cheers
cheers,
to you,
Cleveland. Fuck you, Robert. Just kidding, we love you.
Good fight card last night. Me and Robert thought we saw a man die in the UFC ring. I was watching this live, and I thought I literally saw the first guy that's going to die in the UFC.
Do tell. Give me the juicy details.
Who was it?
Eric Anders.
No, I mean the whole fight.
Who almost killed him?
Okay. Alex Cowboy Oliveira versus Eric Anders.
All right.
Eric Anders comes out looking awful. So here's
Like CM Punk awful, or
not CM Punk awful, but bad. And Alex Oliveira is a well-known Muay Thai fighter. He's very dangerous with his strikes.
Yes.
So Eric Anders' camp was basically, and Eric Anders is a big boy. He's thick.
Yes.
And
Two
basically,
Cs.
basically his camp whole plan was take him down, wrestle him to death. Right? He couldn't take him down. And when he did take him down, Oliveira got right back up. So basically, it was a situation where Eric Anders' game plan was not working, but he did not want to change or deviate from his game plan.
That's not good.
So we got this whole fight where Eric Anders would go for the takedown and get beat up. But the end of the fight happened in the third round, I want to say, at like the last 15 seconds of the round. Eric Anders shoots against the fence. Alex Oliveira is against the fence defending it. Starts elbowing Eric Anders in the head.
Oh no!
Like this, right?
Well, that looks a little 12-6 to me.
Well, okay, so Eric Anders is shooting for my leg. I'm leaned over, and I'm going 3 to 9. Anyway.
Can we just stop and talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
How, like the fucking horse shit that is the stupid fucking rule of the 12-6 elbow.
It's not just the 12-6 elbow. It's all the fucking regulation in MMA. It's awful.
That is
the judging,
dumbest fucking rule.
The judging, the commissions, the fucking... It's all terrible. It's bad.
So how is this elbow illegal, but if I have you this legal?
John McCarthy said there has to be an arch.
It blows my mind.
That's
like,
the rule.
Say if you go 6 to 12, like it's just
That's
same
legal.
Fucking motion.
That's legal.
I don't understand that. That is so fucking stupid.
And by the way, we saw one of these elbows last night, where they were standing up like this, and he goes, "Hagada," and throws an elbow up in someone's guard. Pretty interesting. But anyway, Eric Anders shoots for the takedown against the cage. Alex Oliveira leans over, starts elbowing in the head like this. And I'm like, oh, those are nasty. And then, so what happens is Eric Anders goes limp.
Uh-oh.
But Alex Oliveira goes down with his body as he goes limp. And Eric Anders ends up on his knees and hands holding it. So it looked like he was still shooting for the leg. Mm-hmm. And Alex Oliveira kept elbowing him.
Oh, fuck.
The only thing that saved him, because the ref, I forget the ref's name, the Irish ref, didn't stop the fight. The round ended.
Oh.
When the round ended, Oliveira stood up, and Eric Anders fell over limp.
He was done. Yeah.
And his corner came over and grabbed him, right? Picked him up, and he fell over limp again. And then they picked him up again, and he took one step and fell over again.
Fuck.
Like unconscious fell over. He went out 3 times immediately.
Fuck.
And dude, took so many of these elbow strikes to the head, and I was like, oh my god, he is fucked up. But turned out he was all right. Stood up, started walking around. I got medical attention. But I really thought, that was the scariest knockout I think I've ever seen in the UFC.
Yeah, you ever like kind of get a little scared when you think you've seen a man die?
Like when I thought I saw Alistair Overeem die.
Yeah. Or
when Nagano fucking killed him.
Yes, when he like knocked him into orbit.
Yeah.
I thought I saw a man die that night. And then in Boston, when we can confirm a man died.
Oh, when the
guy you left,
the
yeah.
homeless guy was there. He was fine. He was moving. He wasn't even completely unconscious. Give me a break. You gonna answer that, Pedro?
No.
Stiff as a board.
So that was fun. Me and Robert went to State College last night. Got him an outfit for his wedding. And today I went to see my family. My sister's home from Boston, and my niece and nephew are here. So
is Watson's replacement here?
Yes, he is. And he got hungover today, so he threw up as we started going for Knobles. It's pretty funny.
You should have invited him up.
I thought about it, but I left way before them. They were still at Knobles when I left, and I thought you were going to be here when I got here, so I didn't do that, but you weren't, so probably could have.
I'm happy to
Ruined everything, Pedro.
That's what I do.
Anyway, so I'm getting my tires changed. I'm like, man, you know what? It'd be a cool uncle if I got them some presents. And I was like, what could I really get my nephew that would blow his socks off? And I thought about it, and I was like, he's 3 years old. It's time for a Megazord.
Oh, absolutely, a fucking Megazord.
So
Great gift.
I bought him a $50 Megazord. It's 2.5 feet tall, and it comes with Power Rangers in it. But it's not like the cool Megazord. It's like the Imaginext Megazord. So it's a little disproportioned. It was the only Megazord they had. But I was like, all right, well, since he's 3, that's probably fitting.
Yeah.
See, I was a Dragon Zord kid.
Yeah, me too. Fucking Tommy the Green Ranger's my man.
Yeah, and then I got then I got the White Tiger one.
Also, Tommy the White Ranger, my man. I have both those figures, the rare ones.
And then I used to have Saba, and then
That's really cool.
My sister, being the vengeful woman she is, broke it when we were 5.
What a cunt.
Yes. All because someone wasn't allowed to play Sega Genesis. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I never had the really
Real
cool
bitch
Megazords when I was a kid. I was robbed of that.
And I had the Thunder. What the hell was it? The Thunder Zord, the one that
The improved Megazord.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember, speaking of Power Rangers, when they would just fucking flip the switch on you, be like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Where they switched to like the Thunder Zords instead of the Dino ones.
Like, and didn't explain
Yeah,
it?
it didn't explain shit. They're like, hey, you guys are all getting new power coins. Like, whoa, hang on. What do you mean?
Fun
new power coins?
fact.
Who the fuck is Rocky? Who the fuck?
Okay, well, no, they explain Rocky.
I don't like it.
There's a famous episode called The Transition of Power or something like that.
Yeah, fucking beta
Anyway,
Red Rangers. Bitch Red Rangers.
there was a connecting 6-episode series in between when they had the Megazord and then the Thunder Zord. It was called the Alien Rangers.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And then the original 6 team got turned into kids. And then the Alien Rangers came and defended the town until they got turned back. And then that's when they gained the Thunder Zords. But we were never seen. We were never shown these 6 episodes as kids. Only when it came back to Netflix did we were able to see
Have
them.
you ever like debated watching like the Japanese counterpart?
Not really.
Neither have I.
Only because I think the
I just feel like it'd be weird.
the American cast is so iconic and legendary that I'm like I don't care about them.
Well, like I heard
Tommy the Green
Sentai has like the more. I think that's what it's called.
Super Sentai.
Super Sentai has like more like mature themes. Like it's like a way different show.
But I don't care because I wouldn't like Power Rangers if it wasn't the show of my
You know
childhood.
what? Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel about it. I think it would just be weird.
Yeah.
I think it'd just be fucking.
Like
weird.
I don't give a fuck about the new series because they're all
Now,
awful.
when did you bail out?
I bailed out? Not for a while. So I watched Mighty Morphin,
Absolutely.
Zeo, Turbo,
Absolutely in there.
In Space,
In there.
Wild
That's when I
Force. I watched Wild Force and Time Force
Nope, was done.
Lightspeed Rescue.
and
Wow,
Lightspeed
you're-
Rescue. Yeah. So I was like half in at that point. Bailed out, came back for like a little bit for Ninja Storm, and was all in on Dino Thunder. Dino Thunder was the last one I watched live.
How old are you?
I don't remember. But,
I bailed out on Lost in Space.
but Dino Thunder was awesome because it brought Tommy back.
I know.
Yeah.
I was aware. I bailed out. I was aware. Trust me. Oh, I was aware. Because but I bailed out after Lost in Space. After whatever I think it was it 1 season or 2? I think it might have been 2 seasons.
In Space was 1 season. They were all 1 season after Mighty Morphin.
But basically, I bailed out after that. I was, you know what? I think it's just time to watch other things.
But you gotta remember, you're 3 years older than me too,
Yeah.
which is monumental when you're that age.
When you're a Power Ranger fan, absolutely.
Yeah. So like,
I transitioned to just different things. I transitioned to watching Yu-Gi-Oh!
Right. And I mean,
and playing Duel Masters and watching DBZ.
I watched all that stuff too.
Bebop.
I was older when Dino Thunder came out, but I watched it because I was like, wait a second.
But then I jumped back in for Forever Red. and then
Is
back
that
out.
Tommy Oliver? Well, Forever Red's 1 episode.
Yeah, jump back in for that one thing when I found out about it.
I didn't watch Forever Red until it came out on Netflix.
Fun fact, I just got really drunk like a couple of nights ago and watched Forever Red. Not that great.
No, hasn't aged. Well, none of the special episodes are. They always fuck them up.
Now, did you have the special DVDs or the DVDs VHSs when you were a kid? See, I had the VHS ones that like weren't on TV, like the Christmas special and all that weird shit.
Oh yeah.
And then I was a member of the little Power Ranger club thing where you'd mail it in and you get like the power coins.
I'm jealous.
My sister flushed them down the toilet.
Your sister's losing a lot of points.
Really, she is.
By the way, shout out to Hasbro for the last 4 years of re-releasing old Power Rangers toys
God bless
and
them. Right?
marking them up by 1,000% just
And we
because
buy
they
'em.
know the collectors and these old guys have money now. They're gonna buy them.
Yes.
Like the Saba is
I
like
would-
100. It's
What
like
is the
$100.
Saba?
It's the White Ranger's sword.
Watson, whoa. Hang on.
It talks.
I feel like
It
we're
talks
gonna have a
and flies.
revelation here that I'm not gonna like.
It talks and flies and shoots lasers out of its eyes. Saba. He goes, "Hey, Tommy."
He's never watched Power Rangers. has
Yeah, I
he?
have. I watched Mighty Morphin and I watched Lightspeed Rescue. Those were the only 2.
How do you stop at Mighty Morphin?
Because it was Mighty Morphin was just I don't know. I watched it on TV when it was on. I wasn't.
Because
I
Mighty
didn't-
Morphin goes right
I
into
didn't have the
Zeo,
toys and stuff like that growing up.
which
We
goes
weren't.
right into Turbo, which goes right into In Space, which most people, and a lot of people think that In Space is where that story ends.
No.
It doesn't. It ends in Wild Force.
Yes.
Because the Pink Ranger,
She like transitioned. There's always like one
the
hole.
evil lady from In Space turns into the
the
Pink
Pink
Ranger
Ranger.
from Wild Force.
Yeah. Who knew?
And then the story ends.
Now, with the movies, what's your favorite Power Ranger movie?
What do you fucking think? Is that even a question,
It is, because
Pedro?
some people live their lives wrong.
No, it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
I'm glad we.
How was the new one?
Not
It was as good as they could have made it.
satisfactory.
I thought it was as good as they could have made it. There's a really cool throwback moment that I cried in.
Literally, that one scene.
That one scene for like 10 seconds, I was like,
But I remember when I got that movie on VHS. I think I watched it so many times like it wore out.
Oh my god, dude! I watched that movie. I had like all the action figures. I had a Tommy White plush, dude. I was in.
Here's a question for you.
What?
Just because I had the toy when I was a kid and I never watched the show, I think it was Lost in Space. Was there a Power Ranger that had 2 horns or some shit?
That was
Yeah.
from Turbo, right?
No.
He was black.
Yeah, there
He
was
was
always
black.
like
he had like a blue crystal on his
He was-
chest.
that was a
horns.
Quantum Ranger, I think.
What?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
You
sure that was
think-
from Turbo.
Do you think it was now, do ya?
Yeah, there was the Quantum Ranger, but that was blue and had like the thing. He was
Yeah.
from another show, but then there was the black dude, and I think he was from Turbo.
Turbo. It might have
He
been
might have been.
Turbo.
Are you sure it wasn't Lost Galaxy?
Lost Galaxy is yes, that's exactly what it was.
Lost Galaxy.
That was a good. I actually didn't mind Lost Galaxy.
Rangers,
But what about now?
Lost.
Did you watch? Were you a VR Troopers guy?
I watched a few things. I tell you what, I was a big guy.
Big
of.
Bad Beetleborg.
That's exactly.
God
what I was
damn
gonna
it.
Yeah, I watched that.
Big bad Beetleborgs. The fucking command center was in like a haunted house.
I
and
love
shit.
it.
Dude,
God, I
that
love
show
that
was
show.
so good.
I know.
That
Remember
show
when
was
they crossed
so
over with
good.
the Ninja Turtles?
I remember when for Forever Red, the bad guys were the Beetleborgs.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
God damn it, the
Yeah,
fucking
this guy.
Beetleborgs. Yep.
Yeah,
That's who it is.
Yeah. Lost
I bet.
Galaxy.
that's the exact toy I had too.
I think I had one of them too.
God.
God, fucking childhoods, man. And now they're coming back.
Yeah.
Our childhood's
Do you
coming
remember
back.
that? I stumbled across a show, and it's one of those shows that you vaguely remember from a childhood, but you remember that you loved it. I think it's called Turbo Cats. Do you ever see that?
I mean, SWAT cats.
No, I think Turbo Cats.
Turbo Cats.
These 2 cats flew like an F-14 Tomcat.
Yeah, they're called. It was SWAT cats.
SWAT cats, was it?
Yeah.
All
It's on
right.
Cartoon Network, man. Like, the show was badass.
Yeah,
I know
yeah, it
what
was.
you're
I stumbled across a bunch of like a thread going over old shows that everyone forgot about.
Fucking SWAT cats. Fucking Street Sharks.
Street Sharks was
God,
another
was
one.
that a
Yeah.
great show.
I haven't seen it. I haven't heard of any of these.
Really?
No.
Oh, dude.
And then
SWAT Cats was excellent.
SWAT Cats was the shit. And because like Cartoon Network at the time just had like a fire lineup for a minute there, where you had SWAT Cats, you had Street Sharks, then you had like they snuck in Dexter's Lab in there.
Dexter's Lab was awesome. Let's
Yeah.
all be
Did you
honest
ever
with
love
ourselves.
the? You ever? I love the interstitials where like dial M for monkey. God, I love those shows.
Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo was
Johnny Bravo,
awesome.
yes.
The Kids Next Door.
Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Yep. Ed,
That
Ed,
was
Ed.
right on the trail end of my cartoon watching
What a
time.
golden era of
Yeah,
cartoons.
that was like 13, 14.
Ed, Ed, and Eddie
And
was
then at
excellent.
5 o'clock, Toonami came on.
Yep, and then
Dragon Ball,
Dragon Ball,
Sailor Moon,
Sailor
Dragon
Moon,
Ball Z,
Yu Yu
fucking
Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho,
Did you know
the Samurai one, Road
Rolf
Warriors?
from Ed, Ed, and Eddie, Sean, the guy who played
I was like, oh,
guy who
oh.
played
Yeah.
Goku did his voice.
Oh, I didn't
No, I
know
didn't know
that.
that. Sean,
Yeah.
Sean Schemmel.
Shyamalan,
But yeah, no, Toonami was one of the great just blocks of programming.
Dude, you could legitimately watch Cartoon Network all day long during that era, and you would be fine. Like you had it made.
They had all this, and people weren't realizing they were just watching anime.
Yeah, they had these fire fucking shows. Inuyasha, fucking like so we already went through the list, but god damn it,
My
Ronin
Zoids-
Warriors, you
so-
remember that?
What?
Yeah,
Ronin
Ronin Warriors.
Warriors?
Is fantastic.
So what was your favorite Toonami show? Probably Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
stupid.
See, for me, it was
Stupid
Gundam Wing.
Yeah, we found out about Gundam. Goddamn Gundam.
Yeah, Gundam Wing was on there.
I'm all fired up. I'm getting excited.
Fucking
Getting me all worked up.
Samurai X was my favorite.
G
also.
Gundam
It's
would have
Rurouni
been
Kenshin,
for
let's
me.
be honest.
Whatever.
It's Rurouni Kenshin.
And then Cowboy Bebop.
You know,
A little bit of Outlaw Star.
I
Never
might
watched
do-
those.
I might do this time. I might go back and watch Rurouni Kenshin because I never finished it.
You need to do this with me.
Yeah. Well, I have to do it with you.
Yes, specifically.
It's gonna take us forever.
That's okay. We played. You do realize we played through an RPG together, right?
Yeah, we did do that. We did do that.
Like we
Pedro.
spent about 20 hours of our lives like legitimately together.
over like 4 nights though. It didn't take us that long.
No, it didn't.
Not with my expertise. Robert wants to do it now.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Mr.
Well, he wants to play Chrono Trigger, and I'm like,
We should play Chrono Trigger.
I'm like-
Can we stream that on Alpha
oh,
Nerds?
yeah, we can. But the thing is that like I don't have the knowledge of Chrono Trigger like I do.
So
Chrono Cross.
that'll probably be hilarious.
Yeah, so like it'd be a lot harder. I would
I'm
need a
okay with
guide.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
Watson, what are your thoughts on Toonami?
G Gundam was my show for Toonami.
Master.
I like G Gundam.
Yeah, I didn't really get into
I gotta watch
Gundam
this,
Wing as much back then. I started watching that, and I'm almost done with it
It's
a while
fucking
ago.
great show.
It is, but I think you need to have more of an adult mentality to
Yeah.
actually make sense of
'cause
what's
they're, like,
going on.
They're trying to get like pacifism worldwide. Like there's
Yeah.
a bunch of like real
I thought you.
adult ass themes.
What
in there.
Gundam show were you watching that you finished?
Double O probably.
I finished a couple of them.
Or was he watching Seed?
No, I haven't watched Seed.
Double O is
Seed's
one of my
great.
favorite ones.
Seed
too.
has, as far as I know, the only nude scene in all of Gundam.
Oh yeah, where she. I'm not gonna spoil.
No, there's a nude scene in 8th MS Team.
Yeah.
No
Yeah, where that girl just like dies, the ship blows up, and she's automatically just nude. Like, what's up?
I'm not. Is that in Gundam Seed?
Yes.
Oh no, see, I'm talking about the sex scene in Gundam Seed.
Oh.
There's a sex scene halfway through the
There's
episode.
2 nude scenes. Yes.
Oh no, okay, maybe it's Destiny. Gundam Seed Destiny. That's in there.
Gundam Speed Destiny also a great one. The second season.
Well, this has been a fun fucking conversation.
God, right?
You know what I love though? I love that as kids we watch these things, and then our generation grew up, and now it's coming back.
And we
because
get to watch them again.
we have money to put into the economy by giving by buying the things that we love. Dragon Ball Renaissance, right? You know,
These
fucking
kids today fucking have it awful.
Gundam's coming back in the form of American models. Fucking yeah, these kids today have. Angry Orange was a show on Cartoon Network for like 3 years. Angry Orange.
Real quick, going back to Toonami. You know they used to show like Fooly Cooley and like fucking
No, I don't.
Tenchi in Tokyo and like all these other
I don't
fucking
remember that.
Lupin the Third.
I dipped out of Toonami when Dragon Ball ended.
See, I stuck with Toonami, and then kind of like the anime that was on Adult Swim. I think through my
I used to watch
teenies.
Adult Swim because of Family Guy, and I watched a lot of Inuyasha back in the day.
See, and I would only watch it because of Adult Swim, and like I'd watch like Wolf's Rain and Ghost in the Shell. And basically, my teenage years, like age 14 through basically 17, was like playing a lot of just weird RPGs and watching Adult Swim, like watching like Samurai 7 and shit, like and Seiyuki on it.
There's a lot of anime I need to catch up on.
Yeah.
I started watching Yu Yu Hakusho again recently.
God, that is a great show.
So good, dude.
Outstanding show.
So good. All right, should we move on to the next topic?
God, we probably should. We could stay on this topic all day.
Yeah, I know we could. We really could. We could make a whole podcast out of just fucking old cartoon shows and shit. My topic: Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov.
We talked about this a little bit
Nurmagomedov. Off.
in the last episode, but I wasn't satisfied. And also, the press conference happened the other day, which I know Watson watched a little bit of. Did you watch any of the press
I
conference?
saw the highlights, and I'll say this, because I agree with Dana White in what he says about Conor. He's like a master, like just at breaking someone down.
Yeah.
I don't love that he says he's better than Ali, because I don't really think Ali did all that much. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's the same type of thing.
Because when you said that, I was confused because I was like, I don't think Ali was that good at shit talking. He was just the first one to do it.
And that's kind of the way I feel about it, but I'm just kind of like, it was just a different thing where Ali wouldn't do this outlandish shit. He would just like kind of talk like he's singing.
Yeah.
He was like, you know,
He was the first rapper.
move like a butterfly, sting like a bee, Thriller in Manila, all that other stuff.
We need to credit Muhammad Ali as the first rapper.
But
Watch
with,
Eminem go back and fucking break him.
with this fight coming up, I'm really excited. From watching the press conference, it looked like Conor got in Khabib's head a fair amount.
Oh
You
yeah.
think so?
I think it's.
Did
I
you
think
pick
it's
up on that?
I think it's impossible for Conor not to get it.
See, because I thought the opposite. I didn't think Conor got into Khabib's head.
I think
Oh,
he did.
I thought so.
think he did.
See him staring off in the middle, like he would. He would eventually just give up on trying to say stuff.
And the part that, because like part of it getting in Khabib's head was like Khabib's English is so fucking broken, where Conor can say some dumb shit to him, and he can't offer a rebuttal because he's got too much broken
Dude,
English. So he looks like a fucking idiot.
My favorite thing is when Conor went to 6 years old and went me 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 me, when Khabib was trying to talk, and it like really did shut Khabib down. He's like, "Why you do that?" But there's definitely a lot of animosity. Here you go, Watson.
Nah, I'm alright.
You're gonna drink that.
Ah, okay.
There's definitely a lot of animosity between them, but I couldn't figure out is Conor McGregor this angry and this hyped up over this fight,
I think he is.
Or-
I think that's genuine anger.
or
I
is
think
he
it's
nervous?
showmanship. I think I don't think Conor actually like legitimately hates anybody. I think it's just all showmanship.
Oh, he's a good guy. I watched.
I think he was pretty fired up though over the whole
Well, because
situation.
he's still like Floyd Mayweather tweeted him. He's like, "Oh fuck you, we're still enemies." It's like, shut up. You are not.
Yeah. Floyd
fuck outta
invited
here.
him to his gym to train. Did you hear about Floyd's warning to Khabib Nurmagomedov?
No.
Floyd put out maybe the tweet. He said to Khabib, he was like, "Conor McGregor fears no one." So that was pretty cool. Also, Conor gave a pretty cool shout out to Nate Diaz. He said
Yeah, he
snapped his
did.
nails and had spoke highly of him, which I thought was neat. Conor also.
He said there's no one tougher than Nate Diaz.
I
fucking-
love me some Diaz brothers.
It's fucking true though. Those guys have a genetic ability not to get knocked out. Anyway,
You guys know how I feel about the Diaz brothers.
Conor just signed another 6-fight
Yeah, I
contract.
saw that.
What a wild man. So I figure if he keeps winning, right? He beats Khabib, Then he fights Max Holloway. I have to assume that.
Yeah.
And then maybe Nate Diaz again. That's as far as I can see. Maybe GSP thrown in there somewhere.
Who's Nate Diaz fighting? He's fighting someone soon.
Dustin Poirier.
That's an interesting fight. I think Poirier loses that one.
I don't know. Let's not forget
Diaz has been out for a while.
Let's not forget that Diaz was almost a nobody until Conor fought him.
Because he chooses to be a nobody.
He loses a lot by decision.
Just never gets knocked out.
Yeah.
He's always like, Stockton, bitch.
Yeah.
Stockton.
Well, I mean,
Fuck you.
Rory McDonald made him his bitch.
And then he went to Bellator, and what the fuck?
you see, I'm finding the more I watch it, like I have a little more respect for Nick.
Nate.
Not a fan.
Nick's kind of an idiot.
Nick's like, I'm retiring.
Because he just doesn't want to stop smoking weed.
Yeah. That was Nate, actually.
I thought that was Nick.
No,
Isn't
that
he on
was Nate.
suspension for weed?
No, he's not on suspension for weed. He's on suspension because he refuses to show up to his drug tests.
All of it.
So he just won't play there. He just basically does a no call, no show to the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and they're just like, all right, well, I guess you're suspended.
He's like, fuck you, Stockton.
Yeah, I got money.
Stockton.
I guess Nate's not suspended because he's fighting at 2:30. It must be Nick. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Nick.
Either way, the conference. It was really weird to me that they were not allowing fans in, but not because they obviously would probably cause problems. I actually don't like press conferences with fans.
Yeah.
But they flew Conor and Khabib to New York City to have a press conference
For a fight in Nevada.
for a fight in Nevada. And why would they not do a fan thing? Like what? What's the point of it then? You could just Skype this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
The best part of that whole interview to me was where Conor brings up the last fight that Khabib was in, and he's like, we were laughing about it down in the lockup.
Oh yeah, he said a lot of funny stuff. Khabib goes, I never tap, and Conor goes, you tapped the glass, mate. You tapped the glass.
Now, see, the weird thing was, the whole Dolly incident, Conor brought it up. He's like, if he wasn't a bitch, he wouldn't have caused what happened. I was like...
I mean, you got to either buckle down or walk back on yourself. And
I was just kind of like...
He really didn't have much of a choice. He could have been like, you got to buckle down. And like, and even when the reporter asked him a question about the Dolly, he said no comment. Because he's getting sued. He's getting sued by a bunch of people. So it's like, you got to watch what you say. But also, I wanted to get our in-depth thoughts on this fight. Because, dude, I'll tell you, I've never gone into a fight being so torn on who I thought was going to win.
Didn't we go into the Stipe fight being torn?
No, I mean, a little bit. I had a feeling Daniel Cormier was going to win because he was undefeated at heavyweight.
And didn't we go into the John Jones and Cormier fight a little torn?
No, I was pretty sure Jones was going to win that fight.
No, you were not.
See, here's the difference between me and you, Pedro, is that I can root for one fighter, but statistically think that one fighter is going to win. I was rooting for Cormier to win, but I was pretty sure Jones was going to win.
But didn't you think like Garbrandt was going to beat Dillashaw both times?
Yeah, I did.
Were you torn there?
No. It was not torn. I thought Garbrandt was going to beat Dillashaw both times.
Team beta male.
But Conor Khabib, I have no idea.
Really
interesting.
I think and I've said this, if it goes in the later rounds, I think Khabib probably wins. If Khabib tries to stand up with him, he's going to get killed.
But is it a try to stand up thing, or does Conor realize that Khabib can only shoot against the cage and stands in the middle of the ring and stands with him?
Then we have a stalemate.
I don't think we do. If Conor keeps it in the middle of the ring and not against the cage, Conor knocks him out.
You think?
I worry about Conor making a mistake because in watching all that, and Robert and I were in agreement on this, we both feel that he was legitimately angry. I mean, there was some level of anger that caused
Maybe.
that whole incident for him to come in the way he did.
Well, they cornered his teammate or something.
Yeah. So there's legitimate anger there versus just show anger. So I'm worried that he may be angry enough that he makes a rash decision out of just wanting to hurt him.
Here's
in
the thing.
fight, and I'm hoping that doesn't
I don't
happen.
know if Conor's that. I mean, Conor does some stupid shit. but he's like,
Anger clouds your judgment, man.
Wow, I know.
Let me elaborate on what I'm talking about. Khabib only takes guys down and pushes them against the cage. That's his one strategy. It's very effective because he's so good at it, but he does not shoot from the middle of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
If Conor stays in the middle of the ring, I don't think Khabib gets a takedown on him.
We'll see. Because I could see why you would do that, because that shit gets stuffed right in the middle of the ring.
That's
Like-
Alaquinta was stuffing all of Khabib's takedowns in the middle of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Thus, we saw Alaquinta being able to stand with Khabib. Like I said, Khabib only takes people down, and you can watch his fights, and this is evident that he pushes people back with a bull rush, shoots against the cage.
My favorite Khabib fight. What is your favorite Khabib fight?
I don't have one. They're all boring.
Mine's against Barbosa. No, we loved that Barbosa fight. Where
It was
he just-
okay.
He just broke him. You saw a man break.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a man break, but it was still 5 rounds of
Or who was the one he was talking to? He was beating the shit
Michael
out
Johnson.
of him. That was also entertaining.
And it was not that entertaining.
It
It's
was
still
entertaining
boring.
to me. I love watching a man get broken.
Barbosa got broken in the first round, and after that, it was the same round every single time.
It was wonderful.
It was like, I was like, all right, like he's obviously not gonna win. Like he is, it's kind of boring.
I love it like when it's like that, when he's outmatched. It's just like hard to watch. Or it's like, ugh.
Khabib also doesn't finish fights.
No.
What the fuck?
But does he want to?
Yeah, you would think he would want to.
No. He looks like he's having too much fun. Just breaking
No,
him.
you get an extra $15,000 for knocking somebody out, so I think he would want to.
What if he just values male dominance?
He has no money.
When you live in Kazakhstan, do you need money?
Yes, yes, Pedro, especially if you live in Czechstan.
Czechstan.
Czechstan, they're Czechs, right?
What's your favorite Conor McGregor fight?
Oh man, they're all so good though.
Mine's probably when he beat Eddie Alvarez.
That was a great one, because when he hit Eddie Alvarez, you could see Eddie Alvarez's face be like, "Oh, like, he
What the
hits
fuck is that?
so much harder than I think he fucking ever expected."
But
Like,
then the Aldo fight is so legendary with the amount of shit he talked.
oh yeah, and came in and just
Just cracked.
starched him, and predicted it beforehand too in the
Mystic
locker room.
Mac predicts I KO him in one round.
Oh my god, he was in the locker room and he predicted exactly how it was gonna go. I think it's Nate Diaz too, because that was just a legendary war.
I know.
That'd be for me too. I mean, because we were drinking and partying that night.
See, for
Good
me, it'd
time.
probably be the first Diaz one, where like you weren't expecting fucking Nate Diaz to fucking.
That's
choke
because
him
you
the
love
fuck out.
Nate Diaz.
I
That's
do
why-
love Nate Diaz, and there's a story behind that. I was at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, and it was the same night Ronda Rousey lost. That happened on one night.
Who did he lose to? Who was Nate
She
Diaz
lost to-
fighting? Yeah, no, Ronda Rousey. Who was Nate Diaz fighting?
Conor McGregor.
Oh, was that night?
Yeah,
Was that the same night?
that was on the same night.
Um,
And I was just like hammered, just yelling War Diaz, and I was literally the only person there yelling War Diaz.
no one else gave a fuck. They were like, what the
Well, no, they were all rooting for Conor. It was dead quiet.
You know, Pedro, I'm noticing about you, and I think it's a character flaw, is that you make emotional decisions.
What do you mean?
You let your emotions cloud your judgment.
No, I don't.
You're like, oh, I like Nate Diaz, so that's my favorite Conor fight. But it wasn't that good of a fight.
Well, no, I said it's one of my favorite Conor. My favorite one's the Eddie Alvarez one,
I don't know, Pedro.
because I liked I liked how much Eddie Alvarez struggled to fucking talk back to Conor at any of those press conferences.
I think
Where he just looked like Eddie Alvarez just looked uncomfortable the entire time.
yeah, Eddie Alvarez was not in the shit. No one is in the shit talking league of Conor McGregor,
No, that's
except for Nate Diaz, because Nate Diaz is like, whatever, I don't give a fuck, fuck you, and that's it.
It's great. I love it.
But here's the thing: Conor outstrikes him. Khabib out wrestles him.
I agree.
Whoever imposes their will gets it done. To me, it's a flip of a coin, 50-50. There's
I'd rather
no
watch that fight. than
there's no
fucking
winner.
Ever watch Darren?
Conor
Till fight
can't
again.
wrestle. Khabib can't strike. Who's gonna win? Each fight starts on their feet, so I'm leaning towards Conor McGregor. But when you look at the statistics, it's like Khabib's never lost a round. Who do I choose?
So
Didn't he
Should
actually
we-
lose around the last?
should we make a wager on this?
I can't. You're telling me to make a wager, but we're not betting against. I'm not betting against anybody
Why?
because I can't decide who's gonna win.
Watson? Bitches.
Watson's rooting for Conor McGregor.
I'm obviously rooting for him, but
And I love watching Watson be disappointed.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Khabib's a scumbag though, for sure.
How is Khabib the scumbag?
Dude, he's tied to so many shady. There's an article that I forget who put out.
Can I be real with you though? Like, how many guys out of Kazakhstan do you think are just like squeaky clean dudes?
Dude, but he's
Let's be real here.
tied to a whole bunch of Russian mafia
How do you think
dudes.
they fucking got funded to fight? Like,
Yeah, I
immediately?
know. So like, there was a video of him like taunting a homeless man, making him do push-ups, and like
I'm sure Khabib's
throwing money at him.
not an asshole, but I'm sure there's reasons.
I don't know. He's from Chechnya. Chechnyans are assholes.
It's not Chechnya.
And
Yeah, it is
even like
It's
Glov-
Dagestan.
even Golovkin's
Pretty
from.
sure it's-
I'm
from
100%
around that
positive
Does
it's
he
area.
train in Chechnya then?
No, it's
No.
Dagestan.
You notice he never fights on Ramadan. Fun fact. Fun fact.
There is a fighter that fights in Ramadan.
I feel like that's a bad move.
Huh.
So, what's your favorite MMA card of this year? Like, what's your favorite fight of this year?
Oh, jeez. I don't know.
We watched a bunch of them this year, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I can't even remember what all happened this year. I'm sure going back to January, there was huge ones. I don't know. I have no idea.
For me, there's a couple of them. Probably number one, and these may surprise you, was probably Mighty Mouse Henry Cejudo.
Ah, the one I missed.
That was a fucking great fight.
Hashtag gang's all here.
Yep, you're right. Dagestan.
That was a
I
fucking
thought he
great
from
fight.
I know I was
Chechnya.
right.
Second would probably be Cormier, Stipe, just kind of.
Are you talking about actual fights or cards? Because you said cards.
I meant fights.
Oh, okay. You meant fights. All right, that's easier. Because we saw a lot of like smaller cards that just blew our socks off with fucking knockouts.
Yeah.
Favorite fights of the year. I'm having trouble remembering what happened this year. Again,
I can't discern this year from last year's.
yeah,
fights.
me either. Last year's fights had some bangers too. I want to say. Oh, easy. Robert Whittaker, Yoel Romero 2.
That was a good fight.
That was
a fucking great
fucking
fight.
barn burner.
Did we
I
watch
see
that
that one?
together?
No, I watched it at work.
Oh, god damn
I
it.
let my line go empty because it was like the fourth round, and I was like on the edge of my seat, like,
That was great. Yeah, that was great.
oh my god.
Yeah, I liked that. That was a good fight.
Yeah.
Watson, what about you, buddy?
I honestly don't know. I can't even think from this year to last.
What's your favorite fight of all time?
That's even hard.
Gustafson, John Jones won.
That was a great
I
fight.
don't even remember.
Probably then Robbie Lawler.
Rory McDonald, and what was the one?
Lawler.
Is that where he got his face?
Yeah.
That was such a good fucking
Those
fight.
guys are warriors. We need a rematch. Or we had a rematch. We need a third fight.
Yeah, but he's
Robbie
not with
Lawler's
UFC.
got
anymore.
a-
It's got to happen. I don't care.
What, a Bellator UFC crossover?
Yeah, it's got to happen. Because the second fight was the war. The first fight, I think, did they have a rematch?
I don't remember.
Or was that Carlos Condit? God, my
You know
memory's
what
just
other
going
fight was
blank,
actually like
man.
entertaining? I'm not sure if that fight was that fight this. The GSP fought this year or was that last year?
That was, I don't know.
I thought that was a pretty entertaining.
We're getting
fight.
old,
That
Pedro.
was this year. That
My
was
mind's
this year.
blurring
Yeah,
together.
I found that one pretty entertaining.
Who did he fight? Bisping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael-
Coming in like
Michael
a
Bisping.
fucking...
You thought he was going to
Dang.
lose that one.
I sure did. I thought
well-
GSP... Because GSP retired because of brain trauma. So I'm like, yeah, Bisping's going to clip him. He's going to go down. That's it. He's got no chin anymore. He came in like a fucking tank. I've never seen a person that looked so jacked as GSP in his last fight. Except for Yoel Romero. And even Yoel Romero looked healthy. GSP looked like he ate a horse. And absorbed all its testosterone. And became a mutant.
Had some good UFC this year.
There was another fight that would be one of my favorites, and it's funny. A lot of these fights that I really like, I don't even know
Probably
the people.
Poirier Alvarez probably was one of my.
That was a good
that
one.
was a good one.
But what was the one you showed me? It was a really old fight. There was a Brazilian guy and Dan,
Dan the Beast Severn.
Severn?
a big guy, older guy, like 54 or some shit.
Big mustache?
No, this guy was clean shaven, cauliflower ear. His face was all fucked up. His nose is flat. These were two.
Dan
They were
Henderson?
heavy. Yeah, Dan Henderson.
Oh, okay.
Dan Henderson.
Okay, Dan Henderson,
And some huge ass Brazilian guy.
Mauricio Shogun Hua.
Yeah.
One of the greatest fights of all time. It wasn't
we
that
watched
old.
we watched that this year,
Yeah.
and that was appalling. Like there are people from way before I got into
Yeah.
watching this, so I don't know a damn thing about them. But I remember just sitting there, like awestruck, like thinking both that this is an amazing fucking fight, and goddamn Seth, because he already knows who wins.
Yep. I feel bad because Dan Henderson lost to Michael Bisping. I was sad about that because Dan Henderson is one of the greatest of all time.
No, I'm not doing that.
He's on the Mount Rushmore, and he never won a UFC belt.
I
Won
want
a lot for it, never won it.
I want to see Dominic Cruz fight again.
Yeah.
Really badly.
You know what? Fuck Dominic Cruz and fuck Cain Velasquez.
Yeah, always getting fucking injured.
Two of the UFC's greatest talents, and you blow on them and their leg breaks. No, I swear to God. If anyone looks at Dominic Cruz's knees, they blow out. It's
most
the fucking
impressive-
truth.
I like how humble he can be. I really respect him as a,
he
as
was
a fighter
great
and a
in
man.
Lost.
And I also liked him making a dick out of Cody Garbrandt when they kept talking shit.
Yeah.
I really hate Cody Garbrandt. I don't know if you
Well,
ever
'cause
guys-
Dominic-
We picked up on that.
Because Dominic Cruz is like one of the OG shit talkers.
Yeah. But I loved that aspect of him and his stance when he fights. He runs in like a little kid pretending he's an airplane going, and he has this weird ass stance, and then he goes in and just like fucking pops him from the side.
You'd like Joe Rogan's podcast with him. You should
I'm
watch
sure
it
I would.
sometime. Because it's 2 hours of Dominic Cruz talking about his injuries and his fight to recovery and how he almost gave up and then he accepted everything, and then they were talking about his style and his fighting style, but he was talking about how like everyone else is doing this, so why don't I do something different? And he created his own style, and everyone says like you can just see a silhouette of Dominic Cruz fight, and you know it's him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But let's pull back to the center and wrap this topic up. What's our prediction? Okay, Pedro, you first.
Khabib.
What round?
I say Khabib by decision. Split decision.
Okay, split decision.
Yes.
Oh, so you think Connor's gonna put a fight in there?
Yeah.
What rounds do you think Connor wins?
I would say Connor wins rounds 1 and 3.
1 and 3. Okay, Watson. What about you?
McGregor, round 2, TKO.
What time on that TKO?
Round 2, 2 minutes and 34 seconds.
I love it. I was on the same boat. I was gonna say McGregor TKO, round 2
What time?
at like 1:30.
1:30.
Yeah, I think he observes in the first round, cleans his clock in the second round. Again, just pulling that out of my ass. Don't know if that's true.
When Khabib wins, do I buy you guys Sherpas? I think
Sure.
they're called Sherpas.
Strippers?
Maybe I already have one.
Sherpas.
Strippers?
Sherpas.
Strippers.
Sherpas.
Strippers.
And-
yes.
And if Connor wins, we buy his whiskey.
I don't know. I want to try his whiskey anyway.
Yeah.
So
We'll see. Even see, we met, what? How about we just buy his whiskey for the fight?
Yeah.
that's good. We got to hang the Irish flag.
Here's
You're not
the
gonna
only.
be here.
Here's the only problem.
You're not gonna be
Buying
here.
his
Some
whiskey
fucking what?
is the exact day that we didn't talk about that with
Some
this topic,
fucking
and that may
bell
be the biggest
end.
deal of it all.
Is that you're not gonna be here?
You'll be there. You'll be at the wedding.
No, we
Don't
won't.
think you won't.
We're bailing, buddy.
Well, we'll be here for the main event.
Yeah, we'll be here.
You better bet your ass we're gonna be here because that's gonna happen at like midnight.
Yeah, we're there. We're gonna be. We'll get here.
So here's the thing. I want you to take Vicky back to the bed and breakfast, and then go.
I gotta go to the store.
I gotta piece. There's a fight tonight, so
See you tomorrow.
Vicky, you'd understand, right?
you just lay on the bed, and I'm just gonna go. I would fucking die.
We're gonna have to.
if you
We're gonna have
did
to like
that.
FaceTime.
I
him.
would laugh so hard, and then I'd get pre-written divorce papers, and I'd hand them to you, and I'd say, "Congratulations, buddy, you're a single man again."
Wow, all in 8 hours.
We'll have to FaceTime him so you can watch.
Yeah, but even then, you're gonna see him being like, and Vicky in the back being like, "You're supposed to be fucking me right now. You're supposed to be ravaging me. We just got married." Nope.
Yeah, what kind of bell end has this weekend on the Connor fight?
Oh well, what kind of Connor has his fight on a wedding weekend
You
of
know
mine?
what
huh?
else is really funny though?
I had to call him out for that.
You know what else
Hashtag
is really
vengeance.
funny? Charlie at last Saturday, he goes, "I'm gonna fight in the karate tournament," and I was like,
cool.
"Oh, dude, that's awesome!" I'm like, "Yeah, that's fucking awesome." Oh, coach, when is it? He goes, "October 6th," and I'm like, "Oh, fucking Watson!" My first student going to a karate tournament, I can't even corner him because of you.
So now can we get the tally going? So we can't go to Comic-Con.
We can't go to Comic-Con. I can't coach my
can't.
friend. It's the Connor Khabib fight. But we gotta go to Watson's goddamn wedding. 'Cause
In my defense here, all these things were announced after the fact.
you could have had your wedding on a Sunday and everything would have been fucking
No,
great.
no.
Gee.
You would have room to be angry if like we're all anticipating this and like the week before I'm like, oh guys, by the way, my wedding's on Saturday. Then you can be mad, but you can't be mad now.
But this is the funny thing is like this is just like you. to fucking have this issue.
Fuck us like this.
Yeah.
What if I was honeydecking you?
You'd be a dead man.
I wouldn't be at your wedding. That's the problem.
Listen, if we can get a mobile hotspot at your wedding, we're in business. Just saying. If we get service out in that bitch,
It's gonna be fine.
We're
The
in
wedding's
business.
at 2, right? You figure the
2-1.
2-1. What?
that makes no sense.
Vicky, that makes no sense at all.
Vicky,
2 to
what
1.
time's your wedding start? 2.
2.
Thank you, Vicky.
You're a dumb.
You suck at
2 to
fucking
1.
everything. So the wedding 2 to 3. You get pictures 3 to 4.
I'll be drinking.
Reception from like 4 to.
Seth, what time are we gonna start drinking?
Oh, we're all drinking the night before into all what day.
Are we going to see Venom the night before? Is that what we're doing?
Is that the night before?
The 5th. Yeah.
You son of a bitch! Are you fucking kidding me? You disgusting asshole!
Well, you guys naturally the
we have the rehearsal dinner.
We
that
could have
night.
had the most amazing weekend of all time, and we gotta go to your goddamn wedding. I'm thinking about this now, and you gotta postpone your wedding. You gotta postpone it. Vicky, postpone the wedding. She said yes. Postpone it.
Come on, get the fuck out of here. Sorry.
you will. What do you do?
He's just being a dick.
That's real nice.
You leave my kitten alone.
He's not a kitten. He's a full-grown cat.
He's a little baby cat. He's a little baby.
All right. On the topic of the
fuck is
wedding.
your topic? Not mad.
What's your topic, Watson?
2 weeks ago, my bachelor party.
Oh, this shit show.
Ugh.
You don't get to call it that, sir. You
You weren't even there.
It was a fucking clusterfuck until I could get there.
It was an awesome time.
I'm glad you had a good time.
You know what? I'll say this.
The level of anxiety I had.
Dude, there were 2 completely different parties. Because the Friday night was so chill and everyone was happy, and then Saturday night was just
Pouring fucking gasoline on the fucking fire.
it was a fucking time. I'll tell you that, mate.
That was honestly
Shout
one
out
of the
to
best,
Chicken Charlie.
best. Oh yeah, one of the best parties I've ever gone to. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude, you were naked in a tent by the time
You
I
didn't
got
go
there?
to it. It was your party.
So
Well, I
can
don't remember some of it.
Now,
so
can I just give you my perspective of this?
Okay.
So I had to fucking basically trade some shifts and work the weekend of Watsons Bachelor party because, in order to have off for the wedding, I needed to do this.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, no one mentioned that, like, the campsite would be, like, literally 10 minutes from where I live.
You didn't ask.
No one told me.
Well, I would have told you, but I didn't know.
Yeah, but no one thought to message me, and because I could have came the night before. I would have showed up the night before, too.
You didn't even try.
I didn't know. I figured you guys would be out of service, and then I messaged Robert. I'm like, oh, well, fuck. So anyway, I leave work. It's
If you
pouring.
really wanted to
fucking
be there,
rain.
you would have been there.
It's pouring fucking rain. Robert calls me and says Watson refuses to pass out until you get there. And
To be fair, I passed out a couple of times.
he's been wrestling naked in the mud. So you did some shit. Like you were peeing and end up in mud.
Not only did he pee himself, he fell over in mud, and I tried to save him and fell over with him.
I think I peed on Seth.
No, you just peed in your pants.
Did I?
Like a 4-year-old.
And then when I get there, Watson's sleeping comfortably naked in his what I want to say tent, but I don't really.
It was more
That's
like
a one-man tent.
large sleeping bag.
And then like when I debate, I'm like, well, he's already out. I should probably just go home. You guys are like, he'd be really sad if you weren't here in the morning.
Yeah, he would have been.
I would have.
So I slept in my car all night long.
You got to hang out with us for a little bit, though.
For like an
around
hour.
the fire. Yeah. In the pouring fucking rain.
In the middle of a goddamn rain.
Just like Watson to give us the one weekend it fucking pours. Just like him. Saw some old friends I haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
I saw some people I've never met.
We played approximately 30 rounds of Flip Cup.
Oh my god! And we were playing it with half a cup of beer at a time.
We were having so much fun.
I don't know how we lasted that long playing that much.
You know what the crazy thing was, though, too, is that I wasn't even that drunk. I was just, barely,
Yeah, me neither.
yeah, I was barely dizzy.
See, Now, when we have the rehearsal dinner, because I was under the impression that we're going to be grilling afterwards.
Yeah, we
correct?
are. My brother-in-law.
We got to get a bunch of liquor, and we're going to get the can jam going.
We are getting canned jam. I already talked to Robert about it. There's going to be a campfire.
We're
It's
going
in
to your
Avis.
sister's house afterwards, right?
Yeah, in Avis.
Which hot sister's that?
My sister Carly. Fuck off. I don't think you ever met Carly. She's the one that went to school with your sister.
Nice. So anyway, Watson, what were your thoughts on your bachelor party?
Oh no, it was awesome. They didn't tell me. None of you told me where it was prior to it happening.
You know what?
And I cracked Kyle at Walmart that day because Corey and him were talking. And I said, and I went up and I had my thoughts of where it might be, and my two thoughts were either my family's camper or the Hellhole Hunting Club.
What the fuck is the Hellhole Hunting Club?
The other place you guys were planning on having it.
We were never planning on the hellhole.
Well, that's what everyone else told me.
No, that was immediately vetoed by me.
Well, I said to Kyle, I said, this place is either going to be at the Hellhole or my family's campground, right? And he makes this face and looks away. He's
What
like,
an
no.
idiot. No. He's
Like,
so innocent.
I'm like, what's
Now-
that, Kyle? And he just kind of looked away. I was like, it's at my family
Now,
campground. He's like,
can I
fuck
tell you what the original plan was?
I probably already know what the Pocono is.
No.
that was the original. OG.
That was the original plan where we're like, and
Before we even had any plan.
we had to 86. I'm like, I don't know if Watson would like that.
Yeah.
Because I was the one who chimed in. I'm like, I think with Watson, he's going to want something really simple.
Yep. It was exactly what I wanted.
But the original plan was we were going to get a cabin out in Pine Creek, the place you always talk about how much you loved,
Yeah.
and we were going to go paintballing,
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been cool.
and we were going to just, have this cabin. It was going to be great. And then it devolved into the campground.
Chaos. It was
Hey.
chaos. The planning was chaos. It was, we got this cabin. Wait, nope, we don't. We got this cabin.
Well,
Wait, no,
because we were doing-
got 30 days left. We got this cabin. Nope, we do not have
We were
this
doing
cabin.
stupid shit. Like, the one was like, oh, you have to be over 30 to fucking book this. I'm like, why don't we just have someone's dad fucking book it?
And Corey,
Oh, fuck, that would have been a great idea.
and Corey was like, they were like, no parties. And Corey, like, put in the message, he's like, are we allowed to have a bachelor party?
No, fuck no.
like Corey was the worst planner. But he got it done.
But
He did, and I loved it.
We attempted to plan this in Boston, and we were 86th.
Did we?
We did.
What's 86th?
I don't remember
As in
that.
shot down. Remember, you said me and Robert were like, yo, let's plan this now. And you're like, no.
Oh. We were trying to plan it when we were in Boston.
Yes.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That'd have been amazing to go to Boston. That'd have been incredible.
Just to kidnap him.
I was
coming
told
with
Watson
us.
we were going to kidnap him and he's going to wake up in some strange city.
Still time.
There is still time. Overall, though, I was glad you had a good time. From
No.
the aftermath I seem to have witnessed, it seemed like you enjoyed yourself.
I was sick for 3 days.
Yeah, dude, we came to record last Sunday. We recorded
Sundays
Alpha
ago.
Nerds, is that right?
Yeah.
No,
was two
that was
Sundays.
last Sunday.
No, it was
Was it
2
2
Sundays
Sundays
ago.
ago?
We worked last Sunday.
Yeah. And you always asking us, do you work this weekend? And I'm like, we hung out last weekend, Pedro.
Do the math.
That requires effort. But, when we came over to do Alpha Nerds, you were fucking done. You were done. Donezo.
You look like a cancer patient.
You're like, let's record T-Ball. We're like, no.
You're like a terminal cancer patient.
I
receiving
tried to
chemotherapy.
record. I was all for
And he was 86th.
Yeah, it was rough. The next day, going into work, I was just dizzy.
There
all
was
day.
your fuck up. Why would you go to work the day after
I
your
have
I
bachelor?
have
That
to
was
know
a
it. No, you
fuck
don't.
up.
Physically, yes, I
You're
do. Or I
allowed
lose my job.
3 occurrences.
Well, like you see, and what infuriates me about your job is that you don't get that leeway to schedule shit like that.
I do. I don't know.
But
what
my thing
he's
is like,
talking about.
because anytime you go on vacation or you're gonna be drinking a lot, you give yourself the buffer day.
Yeah, you do for sure.
So anytime I go on vacation, like say when we went to Boston, I took 2 extra days just to
Dude,
acclimate myself.
I learned that very
take the
quickly.
buffer day.
You have to take a buffer day because there's nothing
fucking
worse
horrifically worse.
than coming home from vacation one night
Going to
and
work the
then
next
going
day.
back to work the next morning. It's the worst fucking thing.
Yeah. Gotta take the buffer day, buddy.
And you just relax the buffer day and you prepare yourself to go back to work.
Yeah. The buffer day is key.
There was no buffer day on
Yeah.
Boston either.
Yeah, you
We got
fucked
back what, like 2:30 in the
Yeah,
morning?
we had to fucking eventually it was 5:00 in the afternoon. We're at Faneuil Hall where the fuck we were. I'm like, we gotta go. And I was like, why? I'm like, Watson's gotta work the next day.
Yeah, I think I called off, didn't I? Or I took a vacation.
Yeah, I
day?
took
You had a vacation
I took
day.
2 days off.
Yeah, I was a smart one. I took a vacation day in the morning.
And sometimes I take the 3-day buffer.
Yeah, I respect that, Pedro.
Don't fuck around.
You work a lot of overtime. You should appreciate it.
Oh, I have disgusting amounts of comp time.
Yeah.
Hey, well, it was funny because Sunday I didn't throw up at all. The day after the bachelor party. Monday I didn't. I was just dizzy all day. But then Tuesday morning I threw up.
You know what? Speaking of that Sunday morning, was it that Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Where the fuck did we go to breakfast that was
Shore
fucking
Diner?
amazing?
Shore Diner was excellent.
Shout out to Shore Diner, Jersey Shore, fucking +1.
Did you just compliment her?
I did. That was fucking great breakfast.
It was great.
I'm a man who can appreciate great breakfast.
That place was recently redone, and they did a great job.
Yeah, they
See,
did.
because I'm noticing Jersey Shore has some good food.
Pizza to go, good pizza.
Yeah. That bullshit about the checks, fuck that.
1946 payment methods.
Yeah,
but
like
good
fucking fuck you for that, but the pizza was good.
It's my favorite pizza of all time. And then
you need to take me to this number 1 Chinese or whatever it is.
Number 1 Chinese
That needs to
restaurant.
happen.
And we will go there. That's not racist. That's how they actually sound.
Can we go tomorrow?
Tomorrow I work.
At 6?
Yeah, I mean, if you come up during the day,
Yeah,
sure.
I'll be up. I'm off.
Is it Saturday or Sunday today?
It's Sunday.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm gonna stay up all night.
You gave me like a small bit of hope there when you just asked that question. I'm like, is it Saturday? And then my mind's
And
like,
then
no, retard, it's fucking Sunday.
This
then-
weekend went way too fast.
And then we took it away because you have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Shitbag. Wait, no, you don't.
Yes, I do.
I thought you said you didn't.
I very much do work tomorrow.
Fuck.
It's Monday.
Ooh. It's gonna be a rough night for you.
I'm just gonna start scheduling intermittent Mondays off. I have a lot of vacations stored up for nothing. I gotta use.
You have.
November,
you don't
I
get
hit
to
my-
roll it over.
No, we don't get to roll.
Oh,
over.
speaking of vacation, I somehow because my days off are changing to Monday Tuesdays, so the way I picked my leave, it's sneaking me into weeks off. Where like Thanksgiving, since I have Monday Tuesday off, I had scheduled Wednesday off to go back to Lewisburg and drink with all my high school friends, and then Thursday because I fucking refuse to work Thanksgiving, and then Black Friday because I'm a consumer whore. So I now have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off.
Nice. I like that.
And I also have 5 days off the week or the weekend of Watson's wedding. I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday
Do
off.
we work Thanksgiving?
No, we have. I don't know. I have no idea. I honestly don't know.
I'm so
Don't care.
excited.
Don't care.
Me and
All right.
Robert are gonna get really drunk that weekend.
Let's wrap this show up. That's all for today's episode of 2 Beers and a Whiskey.
Why am I drinking Bud Light?
Remember to share us with your friends. Like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, guys, you are welcome. Watson's a sexual predator.